everyone, this is Miguel with the H Metal here with none other than Andreas Kisser of Sepultura. How you doing, sir?
Good, man.
Well, this tour starts today, pretty much. I mean, you guys played Rock in Rio, USA.
Yes.
How weird is that? Because, I mean, the Rock in Rio originally started in Brazil, so how was the experience, though?
Oh, it was amazing. It's great to see a brand like Rock in Rio going all over the world. They started first time in Lisbon, in Portugal, and then in Madrid, and now in the States, in Las Vegas. It was a great lineup, and we had Steve Vai as a guest. Amazing performance, the connection was great between him and the band, and we could play a new song as well, that's coming out now in June 5th.
With the new Under Skin.
Yeah, the Sepultura Under My Skin, which is a song we wrote to celebrate 30 years of Sepultura, and the fans who, have the tattoo, Sepultura tattoo. So it was a great, special way of starting this American tour. Actually, today we start with Destruction and Arsis and all the other bands and stuff, and very excited, it's good to be back.
What are Sepultura's expectation for this tour, especially?
It's good to be in the States, and it's very hard, to tour here. The last time I think we were here was 2012 or something like that. And it's good to be back. The album, was really well received, really great, positive reactions, and it was the first time that we had the opportunity to play, here. And plus, celebrating 30 years, it's a very important mark, in any band's history, and we are in a very great momentum, and we expect the best. Destruction's are great old friends. We love the band, and excited to meet all the other bands that we never seen before, and it's great to be on the road. It's like still a privilege to be a musician, and still survive, doing music and going all over the places, like Sepultura visited 73 countries in 30 years. It's a beautiful mark, and we still go in different places and different cities and new countries and stuff. So it's exciting, it's great.
Now, with 30 years under your belt and building a trademark pretty much in metal, that's no doubt. How difficult it gets to put that set list for a tour like this?
Yeah, there's too many songs, man. Not too many, but there's many albums that we made, and for the 30 years, we bring in some stuff that we didn't play for so long. I mean, for instance, the song "Best of Devastation," which is the first song of the first album, and I never played that song,
Really?
Yeah, even with the Cavaleiros in the band, we never did really play that song. We only played like maybe Necromancer or Troops of Doom, that stuff, but from that era. And now we brought that back, and it's so much fun to play that song, It's simple, it's raw, it's straight, and it's exciting to play something new for us, And From the Past Comes the Storms, which was the first song I wrote with Sepultura, and plus some of songs of the Derek's era, like Mind War from Roarback and stuff like that, just having fun, and we have so many songs to pick and to choose, and we try to please everybody in the band and go on stage and enjoy.
Gotcha. Now, Destruction and Arsis are also on this tour. Two different bands, two different styles. Probably Destruction is the one that get closer to Sepultura. What is your opinion on them, and what have you listened from Arsis and Destruction, of course?
Well, Destruction we know for a long time. It's a band that influenced Sepultura in the early days, for sure. It's Creator together with Sodom and Venom, all that scene, that influenced so much. And Arsis I know very little, actually. I think it would be a great chance to see live, because I always enjoyed more to see a band on stage. Because in the studio you have like many tricks, and you can really fake a lot of stuff.
Right.
And when you see on stage, it's like, what? It seems like a different band or stuff. But it's great. I think definitely they're all great bands with a lot of history. Destruction, man, fuck, and it's great to be on the road with friends and to meet new people as well.
Definitely, Arsis will be a band that you might enjoy. They're really technical. They're straight metal, really good guys.
Awesome.
Now, going back to the momentum, to the 30 years of metal, of Sepultura. What do you remember of the time that you joined Sepultura? And did you ever thought at that moment that you will be here 30 years later carrying the trademark, coming from a small country as Brazil? Well, in the metal context.
No, I didn't know what to what we'll do in 5 years. Talk about 30 years. Wow, and I mean, it was a whole different world for us. I joined the band in 1987. Brazil was just starting to move out from a dictatorship, that was like more than 20 years and stuff. And Rock in Rio Festival just happened in Brazil for the first time in 1985. So it was a very exciting moment, for the Brazilian scene. A lot of the rock bands and metal acts also started that period of time, So I remember being, really, it was a difficult choice, but at the same time, I was so sure what to do. For me, it was clear. I mean, I found guys that really wanted to do it for real. I had a band in my city, São Paulo. Sepultura is from Belo Horizonte. It's like 9 hours drive apart.
Wow.
And in São Paulo, I had a band with people. Friends from school and stuff, but they were not really serious about,
Gotcha.
And then I met the guys from Sepultura. Jairo was leaving the band, the guitar player. Everything was really, conspiring for that to happen, And they were very ready to do it, like I was, we had like, as we say in Brazil, blood in our eyes, like hunger, And it was really great the stuff that we achieved, I think I brought a lot of new influences to Sepultura music, especially more of the connected to the traditional heavy metal, more leads and stuff and different structures and everything. And Schizophrenia was a consequence of that,
That's right. That's right.
87.
Now, going back a little bit more recently, the mediator between the head and the heart must be, between the head and the hands must be the heart. 2 years ago, the album came out. How has been the reception of the people to this new Sepultura album?
Great, man. Really great. It's really positive. It's great to work with Ross Robinson again. To record an album outside Brazil. That we are doing our last albums, everything there. To go away and really focus on the album. And first album with Eloy Casagrande, our drummer, which is a monster. An amazing musician. Very professional, young, but at the same time with a lot of experience.
You just turned 21,
24,
24,
yeah.
24,
it's older now. But it's great. I mean, really, it's 2 years now that we're touring for the Mediator, so it's great, very positive.
Now, going back a little bit about yesterday, you were sharing the stage with Steve Vai. How that collaboration came to be?
I know Steve for a long time, but not know him. I saw him in Brazil like a couple of times when they came down to play. He always was very nice, very polite. That stuff. I'm a big fan. As a guitar player, especially. He's one of the gods of the instrument. A living, living god, really. I mean, the level of like Van Halen and Hendrix and that kind of stuff. So. And it was a possibility that Steve Vai's label was to release a Sepultura album before we signed to Nuclear Blast, and then we talked a lot about that and stuff, and I could know a little more about him, and there's some people that work together with Sepultura and Steve Vai, like people, the bureaucracy, lawyers and stuff like that. So we got this connection. As we did so many different collaborations in Rock in Rio and in other different shows, we tried to do something different, and because of that kind of kind of closeness that we got with him, we made the invitation and he accepted. The challenge was a challenge for us as well, to play with such a monster, but everything was so fine, It's like he's a great human being, an amazing guitar player, as we all know, but he was very humble, very, together with us, and we could really reproduce something new, which was the whole purpose of doing that, and was an amazing experience. You know, I'm very thankful we have this kind of opportunities. You know, especially celebrating 30 years. You know, still doing new stuff and keep that vibe going.
Now, I mean, as a musician, as a guitar player, like you were saying, do you have the chance? Because I saw a couple of pictures on Facebook of you guys rehearsing with him. You got the chance to, you know, sit with him and play, pick his brains.
He's great, man. He's a beast. You know, I mean, he can play like no one else. He's such very technically perfect, you know, and very spiritual, man. And we could see it was very different for him to play that style of music, you know, because the picking it's very peculiar, you know, like to play Bonded by Blood or Kill 'Em All, you know, you have to have a different type of approach, you know, and attack, and plus the Brazilian rhythms as well, you know, you have a certain kind of groove that he understands a little different, which is okay, you know, it's nice. That's the beauty of putting together two different things, you know. You cannot really copy something that you're not, you know, so you create something new, you know, so it's great, you know, we play Kiowas, and I did like an edit together with Bad Horsey, which is very heavy song from Steve, instrumental and stuff, and then we did Roots together, you know, with an extra lead part. Amazing.
Wow. Now, not just that, but almost a month ago, you also went upstage with Motorhead at the Monsters of Rock, because I hear that Lemmy fell ill that day. How was the experience of, you know, playing with Mickey and Bill?
It's great, man. What can I say? Motorhead.
Motorhead, yeah.
I had the privilege to play with them like many times, you know, to go on stage and play, going to Brazil and Overkill. You know, I mean, with very good friends, you know. We toured with Motorhead so many different times. Lemmy came to the stage with Sepultura a few times. So it's just mind-blowing that we have this kind of relation with another god, you know. We're full of gods around. And it's great to have this opportunity. And, you know, the trust they had on us, you know, because we knew, I mean, Orgasmatron, of course, I knew to play Ace of Spades and Overkill. That's what we did, you know. If you knew I did an extra 2 or 3, you know. But that was really last minute call.
Yeah.
Because I played with De La Tierra at midday, opening the festival was great, and everybody from Sepultura was there. You know, it was Judas Priest, Motorhead, we had a lot of friends and crew members and everything. It was great, you know. And then Lemmy couldn't make it, and they decided just because we were there to go ahead and, you know, and try to do something instead of nothing, you know. So we felt really privileged, you know, to first they have the trust, you know, to face like, I don't know, 50, 60,000 people, you know, hungry for Lemmy, you know, Lemmy. And then we go there and, you know, of course Mickey did explain the situation, and Mickey and Phil was there, you know, they were there, you know, so, and Paulo used Lemmy's bass, you know, so it was, you know, visually was close. And I had to sing, you know, some stuff, you know, and but it was great, you know. It was wow. It's like a story you have to tell your grandson.
Now, one question is how do you get your creative juices flowing? How is the process that you kind of like do regular creative routine at the time to write?
I write all the time. You know, nowadays with this recording advices, you know, everything's so small and so powerful, you know, you can do so many different things, and I always with an instrument writing stuff, you know, with the smartphone, just ideas, you know, that can be developed anywhere, you know, like an orchestra or Sepultura or a different project or De La Tierra, whatever. So I write all the time, you know. It's great to keep the ideas because the ideas flow and they go, they never come back. It's great to make notations, and, you know, for lyrics, I like to read a lot. Me and Derek, we talk a lot about, you know, documentaries, and we travel a lot too, you know, so we see many things to write about, and we just keep our minds, you know,
busy.
Yeah, flowing.
Well, I mean, last year it came out, De La Tierra, interesting project. How do you get involved with them? And because this is like a super group for Latin American metal and rock.
I mean, it's a new band. You know, we never really like that title, super group, because we were starting something new.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Maná, it's
Maná
huge.
is big
Sepultura have a beautiful history, and Andreas Kisser con Animale, Fabulosos Cadillacs, they're huge. You know, they're really great, beautiful history. But De La Tierra is something new. I was invited to be a part, and I was so happy, you know, to Alex Gonzalez, the drummer. Yeah? He called me, and because we met before, I played with Maná Rock in Rio, you know, the Corazón Espinado, and we were friends, you know. Alex really likes heavy metal.
Yeah.
You know, he really, besides, you know, Maná being a music completely different, he always had that kind of rock, you know, attitude and stuff. And so they started that idea, him and Andres Jimenez, you know, because they were friends backstage, you know, and they want to do something in metal, you know. Alex wanted to do something more heavy, and they called Senor Flavio, and I was the last one to be called, and I was so happy to receive that challenge, you know, to do metal in Spanish and Portuguese. It's great, you know. Not only because of different language, of course the language we speak, Portuguese and Spanish, you know, but also because musically it's different. You know, when you sing words and and stuff like that, it's really great, and the album is doing very well. We did the Metallica South American tour. We did many festivals in Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil. We're gonna be rocking Rio in September, you know, so it's hard to find dates for us to play because everybody's very busy with their bands. It's great, you know, and we knew De La Tierra would be like that, you know. Our intention was not to create De La Tierra to finish everything, you know, it's to make it parallel, and that's how we do it. But it's great that we have the chance to play festivals for many people in a few dates, you know.
Now, how the creative process goes with De La Tierra, from, for example, De La Tierra song to a Sepultura song? How do you kind of like when you create your ideas? This one goes to De La Tierra, this one goes to Sepultura.
It's hard to say. It's just like a different people. I can pick up the same riff, for instance, and start working with Eloy, you know, in a way, and then work with Alex in a different way. The same riff, you know. It's all a matter of that kind of mode, you know. I'm in a Sepultura mode now. And then we go to the practice room and we try ideas and record, and that's what a band is all about, you know. To use the characteristic and the energy of each other, you know.
What is we will see more of De La Tierra, I mean, following obviously the Sepultura track?
Definitely, yeah. The idea is to play as much as we can, you know, and start. We're already thinking about starting new songs and a new album for next year. And the idea is to have like a longer career, really, you know. See where we can go.
Definitely. I think that you guys did a North American tour quite short, for I understand.
Yeah, I think it was 2 shows or 3.
Three shows, something in LA and in the California area. Now, closing up, Andreas, what is next for Sepultura after this North American tour? And I understand this is just the first day, but what is the plan for the rest of the year?
Yeah, we have the 5 weeks now, more or less, in the States and Canada. And we go back to Brazil for 2 important shows, one in Rio and one in São Paulo, for the 30-year celebration. Then at the end of July, we go to Europe for many festivals, including Bloodstock in England, and Wacken in Germany, and Brutal Assault in Czech Republic. Great festivals, you know. And in October we want to do something. Well, September I have Rock in Rio with De La Tierra and some shows maybe in Bolivia and Argentina with De La Tierra. Sepultura will be playing with Slipknot in Santiago de Chile in September, at the end of September. October we want to do a Brazilian tour, and November maybe Scandinavia and stuff. It's shaping to be a very great year for us. You know, very busy, but very positive.
Definitely, Andreas. Definitely good luck with the rest of the tour. I mean, it's a huge tour celebrating 30 years of Sepultura. Yes. Definitely looking forward to see that tonight. And well, I mean, what else we can expect from seeing De La Tierra? Hopefully more often here in the United States.
Yeah,
we have like a huge Latin American community here, so
definitely. I promise we'll do the best to come here.
Andreas Kisser of Sepultura.
Valeu, thank you.